Today marks the first day of Lent, the season when Christians around the world prepare their hearts to celebrate Resurrection Sunday. Now, Lent is a journey that we are making together, and in moments like these devotionals with New City Church, where I serve, and Revival Tabernacle, where my dear brother Devin Goff pastors, I am so excited that we get to share this journey together. So every weekday morning, myself, Pastor Devin, and others from New City and Revival Tab will be encouraging you and taking time to walk through the gospel accounts of the life of Jesus together, stopping especially at the red letters in the Bible. Now, those are the words of Jesus that editors print in red to highlight them for us. So, just to start today, when Jesus began his ministry, it seemed like wherever he went, crowds followed him. And the longer that he preached, the more the people came, which is something I have never experienced. But at the beginning of John chapter 6, crowds have followed Jesus into the wilderness as he's teaching them. And people are getting hungry, but there's no Costco anywhere to be found. There are literally thousands of people and no food to give them. Thousands of hangry people is a scary thought. But after a young boy donates his 5 loaves and 2 fish, Jesus miraculously feeds the entire crowd with leftovers to spare. Now, all 4 gospel writers include this miracle in their biographies of Jesus. But right after this, not long after this, Jesus speaks to the people and he says this. In John chapter 6, beginning verse 32, it says, Jesus therefore said to them, Truly, truly, I say to you, it is not Moses who has given you the bread out of heaven, but it is my Father who gives you the true bread out of heaven. For the bread of God is that which comes down from heaven and gives life to the world. And they said, therefore, to him, Lord, give us this bread. They said, can we get that bread? Jesus said to them, I am the bread of life. And he who comes to me shall not hunger, and he who believes in me shall not thirst. Jesus says, it wasn't Moses who conjured up the bread in the desert. It was God who gave it. And that same God, Jesus says, is now giving the true manna, the true bread from heaven that would satisfy a world starving for life. This Lent season, I want us to begin with a thought. Jesus, just like the food that we hunger for, is an everyday need. Not a bonus or an add-on, not an upgrade when I feel like turning over a new leaf or being a better person. Jesus is the everyday bread that I hunger for. Now, in Jesus' day, the average person didn't eat meat except at feast times or special occasions. Bread was the everyday food that sustained people. He didn't say, I'm the filet mignon of life. He said, I'm the bread, the staple food for your soul. And so as often as we will hunger after him, he will satisfy us. He's an everyday need, but he's also an everyday gift. The manna that God gave to Israel would only last until the evening. By the next morning, that bread would spoil. And today, if you and I are trying to live off of yesterday's relationship with Jesus, that's no way to be sustained. So every day, we're going to be going to his word fresh and looking at what Jesus says to us in this Lent season. Because what you have heard from him last year isn't going to work for today. And what you experienced in your life when you first gave your life to him isn't going to serve you now. Every day when you come to him, he will speak and provide in a fresh way. And every time you call on him, he will meet you and show himself to you. Jesus said, I'm the bread of life, your everyday need and your everyday gift, and the one who will meet you and satisfy everyone who calls on him.